Hey guys, it's Brittany. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my first fall makeup tutorial. It's going to be on this look that I have on right now. Super easy. Most of the products that I use in this video are drugstore, which is a huge bonus because you don't always have to spend a bunch of money on high-end makeup to get really gorgeous looks like the one I have on right now. I just love the colors and I'm so obsessed with everything, and just I'm so happy that it's gonna be fall time and I could start wearing these really bold, warm toned colors, and I'm just really excited about it because it's my absolute favorite time of the year. So if you want to see how I achieved this makeup look that I have on right now, then just keep on watching. So I did do a little bit of my face already. I do have my foundation on, I have bronzer, concealer, and that's about it. I didn't think you guys wanted to see the same foundation routine over and over and over again, so I will list the foundation and bronzer and concealer that I used for my face today down below in the description bar if you guys are wondering. So going straight into blush, we are going to be using a fall inspired blush. I do have this clip because my hair was like getting in my face, so don't mind that. I am going to be using this MAC blush in the shade Gentle. I just think this is a perfect like fall time blush. It has a little bit of like gold shimmer in it, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, and I haven't used this since last fall, so I am going to be just taking this e.l.f. blush brush and just applying this to my cheeks. I have been switching up my brushes a little bit. Like I used to use the MAC blush brush, but I've actually been using that brush to do my contour with bronzer. So I've kind of been switching it up, seeing how I like it, because I have so many and I feel like I just don't get to them or I don't use them. And like this one's a perfectly nice blush brush and I just have not used it in forever, and I feel like I'm not giving all of my makeup brushes enough love. So I've just decided to kind of experiment with all of them. As you can see, that's like a super, comes off like very strong on your cheeks. So I am going to take another, this one's just like a Sonia Kashuk angled brush. I'm gonna just kind of blend that in because it does look a little bit dark for my liking just for the fall time, and it's actually super gloomy and like windy outside today, and it does remind me a lot of fall. So I'm loving that, but it didn't do much, but it did kind of blend it in a little bit better. That blush is just very pigmented. All right, moving on to a highlighter. I'm going to be using Becca Champagne Pop. I have not used this in, I don't even know how long. I get into these like little modes where I just want to use the same highlighter over and over and over again. So this is what Champagne Pop looks like. It's just a very nice kind of like goldish, it does have a little bit of like that ice white pearl shade, but it also has that gold to it, and I absolutely love this. So giving this some love today. I actually was going to use the rose gold one that I have, which you can definitely see the difference between the two. More of a goldy, this has more of a rose tone. I'm gonna put a little bit of that rose gold just to kind of see what it looks like, because I actually haven't used this in forever and I kind of forgot. And it does have that rosy tone, but I think the rose gold kind of meshes in with the blush, so I'm for sure going to be using Champagne Pop right over that, and just to make it a little bit more goldy and shimmery. So I did want to just add a little bit of that gold to my nose area, and I do sometimes use my tapered highlighter to like do the outer parts of my forehead and then down the nose a little bit, but I actually wanted to use a smaller brush for my nose because when I tend to do that, I kind of put sometimes a little bit too much, and just because the brush is really like heavy. So I am still going to put it around the perimeters of my face and just this area with my tapered highlighter, and then just going in with this little brush. This is actually like just an eyeshadow brush, but you can use this for your nose highlight, and you can just kind of bring it down the bridge of your nose, and it gives you that perfect straight line, and it's not like all over or messy looking. And then maybe just dip it one more time and you can actually just swipe it across, and it just gives you that perfect, and even use it right here too. It just fits into those areas perfectly. I'm just gonna do my brows really quick, and I actually just kind of wanted to do my brows on camera. I usually don't do them all the time on camera because I use the same stuff. I use my MAC Omega shadow, I use my L'Oreal definer brush, and for a while I was using the Anastasia one. But I have a new product that I've been using and I actually really like it. This is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. I actually have never used a Benefit brow product before this one, and I really, really like it. I have been using the Gimme Brow for a while, so I take that back. I've used a Benefit brow product before, but nothing for like filling in your brows. This is just like a setting gel. I'm just going to go in and comb out my brows. I have been doing my brows myself lately because I want to grow them out, and I was going to shops for like a while, and for some reason they just were never giving me exactly what I wanted for my brows. They would cut them really short, and they would just like never grow in back right, and they would look really thin and just not what I wanted. So I've actually been doing my brows for about, I would say 6 months just on my own, and they've grown a lot better. They have the shape that I like, and I'm just in more control of my eyebrows now than I was before. So I have this in the shade, I don't know if it tells you on here, but I think it's the brunette one, or maybe I think it might be the middle one, like the light brown or something. And so all I really do is just comb it out with that other end, and up closely I kind of just carve them out. And this has actually been a perfect brow color for me. Right now my hair is a little bit more on the dark side, and I'm not really getting it done because, for one, I could go into labor anytime, so I'm not going to go to the hair salon and spend hours there. But that's not the only reason. I actually want to let my hair grow out as much as I can. I am going to like get it super platinum blonde like I always do. I do have an appointment with my lady sometime in the beginning of next year, but I'm going to wait that long to get my hair done because I want my hair to grow out as much as it can, and even have it just be a little bit more darker for the fall time without actually dyeing it dark, because my roots do look more dark than the rest of my hair. So I'm gonna just kind of leave it like that because we are going into the fall, and you know, it fits for that time of year, so it doesn't look that bad. And kind of just letting it grow out on its own and not worrying so much about having to get it done all the time. And then I do sometimes like mess up, so I'll have to like clean it up. And like I said, I'm not the best at brows. Like, they're not my forte, should I say. So they don't look always perfect, but that's what practice is for. So that's why I wanted to just give these new products a try, because they are pretty new. And then I'll just take one of these little Q-tips and just kind of go underneath and carve it out. And so now it doesn't look so messy and they're filled in. So then I am going to set it with my Benefit Gimme Brow. I love this stuff, and I'm just going to lightly go over it because this does add a little bit of like tint, and I don't want them to look super dark because right now they actually match my hair and everything really good. And then I take this Cella highlighter for your brow bone, and this just makes it a little bit more defined, and I'll go in and I'll just put that right underneath so you can see the white. And then right underneath, it probably does need to be sharpened because it's looking a little low. But I'll take my finger and I'll kind of just spread that out underneath, and it just looks really nice. It just carves them, makes it look a little bit more sharp, a little bit more defined, and I love just the highlighted look, because we are going to go in with shadow, of course. Next is eyes. Super excited because I haven't used my palette that I'm going to be using right now in forever. I did get out my favorite palette that I love using in the fall time. This is my Morphe 350 palette. I did purchase it last year, I believe, or maybe even the year before when it first came out, and this is just the ultimate perfect fall palette you could ever want in your life. I love it. I love every single color in here. They have a lot of mattes, a lot of shimmers, and just everything that you could want in fall colors. So I am going to be using this palette for the entire eye look today. For my eyes, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. This is their primer potion. I kind of go back and forth with different eyeshadow primers. Kind of just rub it all in and then pat, because usually that helps it set a little bit better and it dries a lot better when you pat it. First things first, we do need to set that, because if we don't, then the eyeshadows will crease and look kind of bad and crazy. So we are going to set that. I'm just going to take this flat top brush and I'm going to put a super matte white ivory shade, and that's just going to go right over the lid to kind of give us our base. So I usually go for a super white ivory color because I feel like that brings out the shadows a lot more. So first thing, I'm going to be putting this kind of light brown shade. It is a matte color. I'm going to be putting that into the crease. And I'm just taking my MAC 224 brush, working that in. Now that we're done with that, I am going to be taking this kind of brownish copper shade, super shimmery and pretty. I'm going to be placing that on the lid, and I am taking this brush that I've actually been really liking to use for my eyelids. I think it just came in, yeah, it came in one of my Urban Decay palettes, and I actually really like it, and I feel like it's the perfect brush to apply these kind of shades to your lid. Because of the way that the brush is made and like the bristles and just the way that it feels, it actually is really great for using it for these shimmery kind of sparkly shades, because it actually sticks to the brush really well and kind of helps with the fallout. Going in with a little bit of a darker color for the upper crease, I'm going to be using this shade. This one's more of like a mocha brown. It's darker than the one we used previously. And I'm going to be using my Morphe M433 brush and just working that into the upper crease. This shade isn't just like a brown, it kind of has a hinge of like orange to it. And this is just going to blend the colors together, make it look a little bit more defined and less messy. After I worked those colors into the upper crease, I did take a different blending brush. This is a MAC blending brush, and just decided to blend the colors even more together. This brush is different than the other one. It's much more fluffier, so it takes away the harsh lines a lot better. Then taking that same brush that we used for the glitter shade, I am going to go in with a champagne white color, and I'm going to apply that right here on the brow bone. And actually, you know what? I have another brush that I really like using for the brow bone, if I can find it. This e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush is what it's called. This works actually much better for the brow bone. Alright, so now that we are done with the eyeshadow, I'm just going to be taking my Real Techniques brush and just wiping away any fallout that may have happened. And there's literally hardly any fallout, which is amazing because that's why I just love Morphe eyeshadows. We are going to be applying mascara. So I'm just going to apply my mascara off camera really quick. I will list what I'm using down below, and then I will be back for the lower lash line and the lips. Alright guys, so now that I have my mascara on, we're now going to put a little bit of the shimmery shade right here that we used for the lid, and I'm going to be applying that on the lower lash line. The brush I'm going to be using is this one from MAC. The actual number kind of came off. Big brush because it just fits really good underneath that lower lash line. I am going to be using this lip liner in Nude Suede Shoes. This one is by NYX. I've been really liking this. It kind of just goes with everything. You guys will see when I apply it right now. It really doesn't have much color. It kind of just outlines your lips. But when you combine it with a lipstick or a lip gloss or whatever, it blends in with any color that you use. And that's why I really like it. And it's super buttery smooth. I am going to purchase more of these NYX ones because the way that they glide on is just so amazing. And then I am going to be using my Milani lipstick in the shade Plum Rose for the lip color today. I did include this in my fall must-haves, so definitely check out that video if you haven't yet. I will list it down below. But I made a whole video on my fall must-haves and this was included. So I'm excited to be putting it on today. I just love the smell of Milani lipsticks. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Like, I don't know what the scent is, but it smells so good. Like, all of their lip products smell really good. So, do this to kind of get it. Look at all that. Would have been on my teeth. It's a little trick. Do that and you won't get it in your teeth because no one likes the taste of lipstick. And another trick that you can do is take a super flat top brush with a little bit of concealer. Want that extra sharp lip and to make it just look extra perfect. I'm taking my soft ochre and just dipping that in, and then underneath you can just put a little bit of that and curve out your bottom lip. Super easy, super simple. You can really take any concealer. I've just been using the paint pots that I have because the soft ochre matches me really good. And last but not least, we are just going to set our face. And I'm going to be using the Peach Mist from Too Faced. This is the matte one because I'm looking a little dewy today. And we are good to go.